Everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. Today we're going to be working on this Pumpkin Girl card. That's what I kind of titled it, Pumpkin Girl, because this comes from the stamp set called Warms My Heart. And I did one with this little girl the other day, and I asked if anyone wanted to see how I created this card. And this kind of has all elements, everything from layering, dry embossing, die cutting, alcohol blend coloring. So I thought it would be a really cute card for us to do together. So everybody, or vast majority of people that responded said yes, they wanted to see how I did this. Now this one I'm doing a little bit different because I went in and pulled my autumn leaves die set. And this is in the annual catalog, and it's got some beautiful leaves. So I went ahead of the video and I cut out a bunch of different fall color of the different leaves. So we're going to work with those in just a minute. The first thing that we need to do is bring out our card base and our first mat, because we're going to be doing a little bit of coloring on this. So let's work on this piece first. I'm going to bring up my scoreboard because I want to give this a score at 4 1/4. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and we are going to score it. It's basically a half a sheet of cardstock, and I'm going to put this in my top left-hand corner, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. Give that a fold. We'll burnish that in a minute. Now we are going to bring this piece over, and we're going to do some ink blending. This one, I think I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to do the yellow at the top. So I'm going to start out with my lemon lolly, and I'm going to use my blending brushes, and I have one that I dedicate to each color family. So this just makes it easy when you get ready to do your blending. You have a brush that you're not going to cross-contaminate. So I'm going to tap off over here, and I'm going to start right here on the side, across the top. And I don't want to put down a whole lot of color. I want it to look subtle. So we're going to put that color down first. I'm going to come in with my pink. And I'm going to grab my pink brushes, or my pink brush. And I'm going to pick up some of this bubble bath. I think this was bubble bath. Yep. I'm going to tap it off over here. And I'm just going to come in right over top. Just let it lap a little bit. That's what you want. And if you need a little bit more ink, just come back, grab a little bit more. You want this to look soft, so you don't need to be heavy-handed. You just want to blend those colors so that it looks really pretty. And you can see the pink is very subtle. I'll come in with a little bit more. Like that. Let's go ahead and close up the colors we're not using. And I'm going to use a little balmy blue. Now the blue you can see is a little darker. So we're going to come in, just work that in across underneath that pink very lightly. I'm also going to bring in some purples. And I think for the purple, I'm going to do the Fresh Freesia. Like I said, I want it to be light. I think I'm going to put this one right about here. Just a little hint. See how subtle that is? We'll go back with the blue. I'll press a little heavier. Something like that. And then our last color is going to be the Lost Lagoon. I love the way that's looking. I like the little bit of white that I left in there, just a little bit. And I think this is really pretty. So we are going to go with that. And let's move these ink pads over here. Now the next thing we need to do is to glue down our beautiful leaves all around. And I don't think we're going to need all of the leaves that I cut because I cut quite a few. So what I want to do is just have leaves that look like they dropped out of the sky. We don't really need them in the middle. We need them around the edges. And it's okay if they hang off a little bit. That will give it a little bit of that look that I'm going for. I think something like that's what I want. So what I'm going to do, and I want to lay my big circle because this is going to be the piece in the middle. And I want to make sure that that is pretty much where I want these. Okay, so now we're just going to take some glue and we're going to glue all these pieces down. So now we have all of our leaves adhered down, and I didn't use them all, so I'll save these for another project. And what I want to do now is turn this over, and anywhere that anything's hanging over, I'm just going to snip it off using my scissors. And these are Teflon coated shears, and they will not get gunked up like regular scissors. And if you're interested in purchasing a pair of these, they're in my Amazon online store. This is not a Stampin' Up product. And we got all of those little pieces snipped away. So now we're ready to run this through our embossing machine because we're going to emboss that. And you want something kind of subtle. I'm going to do the cane weave on this one. So I'm going to lay this in, put it right about there on my line. You can see the line. That helps you get it nice and straight. Then let's pull up our machine. Now this is a 3D embossing folder, so we're going to use our specialty plate. So all we're going to need is our #1 plate, our embossing folder with our cardstock in it, and our #4 plate. And then we're going to crank this through. And this gives us that beautiful embossing, and it makes the leaves look like they're one with the paper. I love that. That's another technique that you can tuck back in your repertoire for another card. So the next thing we want to do is do our stamping. So I'm going to bring out my Memento Tuxedo Black. Remember, I told y'all the other day that I made this using the white pad and loaded it up with the ink, and I absolutely love it. It just stamps so rich and so vibrant. So I'm going to grab my little girl and enlarge your stamp block. something that will accommodate her. And I'm going to turn this one over and I'll take the stamp pad to the stamp. So I'm going to ink her. Look how dark that is. It's beautiful. I'm going to bring my piece of scrap paper back down so I can make sure I'm getting her exactly where I want her. See if we can get her to fit. That's pretty good. We're going to go with that. I'm going to let this dry just for a minute because I know that ink is pretty wet. And like I said, I used the largest stylish shape circle die for that one. And then I used for my orange circle, I used the Christmas Friends, and I used this one because it's a little bit larger than, it's just a tiny bit larger than the other one. So I wanted this to frame inside of this like that. Isn't that pretty? But you could use any color that you like. You're not subject to using the colors that I use. You know, I always say, make it yours with whatever colors you prefer. I was just kind of going with this being a very fall looking card. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Blends and I'm going to get my boho blue for her coveralls. And I think I'm going to do a wild wheat for her shirt. I did a little bit different than the other one. I need pumpkin flour and um, okay. We need a pecan flour. And I think, oh, and we need a skin tone. So I'm going to grab the light skin tone. This is number 900. All these will be on the PDF tutorial, so you'll be able to go there and get all the numbers and everything if you're interested in buying any of this. So I'm going to start with her boots, and I'm going to start with the light. I'm going to come in with the dark boho blue, and I want this to look like her pants are kind of bulged right here over her boots. So I want that to be dark. I'm going to go ahead and put some lines in here where the artist drew lines. I'm going to come up and do the straps. And then I'm going to go back with the light. I'm going to come back with the dark. And I just want to go around the outer edges and make that just a tiny bit darker. where the shadows would be. I'm going to go back with the light and we're just going to blend that. And there's her pants are done. Now I'm going to use the light bald weight. And I'm going to do her shirt. I'm going to come in with the dark pecan pie and we're going to do her hair. Now let's put some of the pumpkin pie on our pumpkins. So all we have left to do is give her some skin tone, and we will be done with this portion of it. So I'm just going to come in, put a little warmth on her skin, like that. And now this is all ready to go onto our card or our other circle. But I want to warm the background of this up a little bit, so I'm going to grab my lemon lolly. And I am going to just grab a tiny bit of ink. And then I just want to come in just to put a little glow of like sunshine shining on our little girl and her pumpkins. Now, I think for this one, I'm going to pop this up. I need to grab another pack of dimensionals. I'm going to put one here. right here, and down there, one over on that side, and then I think we'll do one right in the middle just for balance. Pull these off. Now, when you're using dimensionals and you're not sure that you're going to get these nice and straight, because these do seal the minute you put them down, you can take your liquid glue and, oops, wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. But you can take your liquid glue and put a little dab on them, and it will make them where you can slide them around a little bit, give you that little wiggle room that we love. So just another little tip, and press that down. Now this is ready to go right here in the center of our card. You can put it over to the side, you can put it to the center, however you want to do it. But I'm going to put some glue on the back of this. I'm not scamping on my glue because I am gluing it down onto a textured surface. So I'm going to put this right about here. Then I have my little pieces cut. I cut this piece and it's 3/4 of an inch by 2 1/4. And the reason this fits so good, I make sure that I cut it to fit that little tag right there. And this is the one we're going to stamp, Hey Pumpkin. I love that. I think it's so cute. And I'm going to stamp that in black because I think it will really show up well in a black ink. So let's get a stamp block. And pumpkin. Beautiful. And I am going to pop this up as well. So I'm going to turn it over and grab my dimensionals. We're going to put 1, oops, 2, 3. Always balance those dimensionals so they don't come off in the mail. Most of us mail our cards. Oops, it's not quite straight. You go at it this direction. Now this is ready to go onto our card right here. So I'm going to do dimensional and then glue on this side. So we're going to put 1 dimensional on this side. And we're going to put some glue over on this side. And let's set that down something like that. And that's so cute. And we haven't even put it on our card base yet. So for my card base, I am going to get my bone folder and give that a good varnish on the front and back. And then I want to do a little ink blending on this as well. And I'm going to go with the Lost Lagoon. Now we're ready to put this down onto our card base. Look how beautiful that is. And just the subtleness of a little bit of that Lost Lagoon really brings it out. And yet we have a beautiful white card base. So that's the beauty of having inks, because you can make whatever colors you want if you got ink. So I'm going to turn this over, grab my glue gun, and I'm going to put a lot of glue. And let's set this down right about here. down a little bit. And that's going to need to be pressed, so I'm going to lay a block on it just to let it sit and dry for a sec. And then we need to decide what we're going to do on the inside. So for my inside, I'm going to grab a piece of pumpkin pie. Let's cut this down to 4. 5 1/4. And we're going to need a piece of white. I want this to be 3 3/4. 5. We're going to fit inside. I think I'm going to grab my Autumn Expressions. Isn't that beautiful? And we're going to use the wheat and have a perfectly lovely day. I love that one. Love the font in this particular one. And there is a bend in the middle of that card base. Okay, let me get another piece of white. Let's try that again. 3 3/4. 5. And let's put this right there. And grab our wild wheat. I stamp full on here, then off, and off. Isn't that gorgeous in the corner? And I need to write right here. I'm going to get that on my card. And then we're going to have a perfectly lovely day right there. And I think I want that. I think I'm going to keep my sentiments black on this one. It'd be beautiful in orange, but I think I'm going to go with the black. So pretty. And then we're going to glue that to there. And I'm going to use some liquid glue. Let's get this ink pad closed up. It can be very dangerous around an ink pad. A little bit more of glue on the back of this. And press. And then we are ready to adhere this inside our card. And then we'll put some gems on this, and we should be ready. Let this card be called Done. And what a cute little fall card this is. I love it. So I need some gems. So let's see, do I have some? I'm going to use these. These are pretty. They're have a very gold harvesty look to them. These are gold textured adhesive back dots. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut down the side. This is how I like to keep my gems because then I can just reach inside and pull out my gems and expose them. And then that way I can pull the ones that I want. So I'm going to grab one of the little ones. And I think it's going to go right here. And one of the medium-sized ones. I'll put this one right here. I'm going to grab one of the larger ones, and I'm going to put it right there. And you can decide if you wanted to use some baker's twine. You can always do a little loopy bow. It always looks cute. I think we could put the bow right there. We could bring it down here and put it. What do y'all think? I know that I can't hear you, but I'm sure y'all are telling me about now where you like the bow. I think I like it right there. So I'm going to use a glue dot. I'm rolling it up and I'm going to stick it down right there. And then put that bow right into the glue dot. Pull my threads down. And there is our card all finished, beautifully done. And it does look a lot different than the other one, but it's still very much the same. And here's the two cards. I think I like this one better. I like the leaves better on this one. And that's why I changed them. When I found these leaves, I was like, oh yeah, these are the leaves I think I want. And then inside this one, have a perfectly lovely day. And that was in the orange, in the pumpkin pie. And here I did the same thing, but I did it in the black, which really makes your sentiments pop. So I hope you enjoyed my tutorial on the Pumpkin Girl card. I hope that this would be something you would like to make. And if you're not working with a demonstrator, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. So if you're interested in ordering any Stampin' Up! Products and you're not sure how to go about, reach out to me. I'll be more than glad to help you. Place your order, walk you through the process, look up item numbers or whatever you need. So, as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring honor and glory to our Savior Jesus. He is worthy. So, until next time, be blessed and know that you are loved. Bye bye.